Go flat tracker, go flat tracker, go, go, go.
The Kelpie Flat Track Pod, brought to you by our partners, Shread for the sickest jersey prints in the biz, Euroka Fencing for all your rural farming fencing needs, classic wheels, spokes and Otway hydroblasting, making your old girl look new again, and of course Kelpie, keeping you on track for longer. Now let's get into the episode. Welcome back to another Kelpie Flat Track podcast. On my own today, been pretty busy. It's getting to that crazy time of the year, November, December, lots of Christmas parties happening, everyone's scrimping, saving to buy their Christmas presents, etc., etc. A little bit of racing still going on, but things winding down really for that Christmas break, and we'll be back into it after. It's pretty exciting seeing some of the calendars coming out, and 2024 is looking huge. I thought this one was big, but 2024 is looking pretty big, so I'm pretty excited about that. Might have a look at what's going on there. But this one's actually, we're sort of going to cover two events. But starting off with our most recent trip really was the AFTN rounds 5 and 6 up at Gunnedah, New South Wales. Awesome trip. Brendan McCoward and myself drove up there. Thank you very much to Shane McCoward lending us his ute, which has got a really cool camping setup in the back. Not an oven, a fridge and batteries and you name it, it's got it in there. It actually does have a cooker, not an oven, but a cooker. And yeah, just made life a lot easier. Really balmy weather up there. Good drive up. We stopped at Wangaratta on the way, which shortens it up. That's about 3 hours to there. Stayed there Thursday night at Brendan's in-laws. Then got up nice and early, and we actually got to Gunnedah about 5:30. I think it was pretty good, and yeah, got a few groceries and some snacks and stuff, and then went to the campground, set up the pits. Had a walk around the track. Track was beautiful. Loose. Oh, sorry, it's an oil track, not really a loose oil, but there were sections that seemed a little bit dustier than normal. Might be the right way to say it. More around the TT, which sort of makes sense as that's a newer configuration. They've ran it a few times now at practice days, etc. But awesome TT as well. We counted 6 corners. I guess it depends how you count your track corners, but we counted 6, and fantastic. Unfortunately, on the first day, or round 5, which is the oval circuit, Brendan did crash out, and he's broken 6 bones in his foot. So, he didn't get to do the TT, and he was really looking forward to it. We actually both came down with sort of colds as well, which may have played a part in it. I don't know, but I know I was feeling pretty average. But we got the job done, which is the main thing, and it was fantastic to see everyone up there again. The AFTN, by the end of the full season's turning into quite the wee family, and it was really excellent to see full grids, which pretty much in all the classes apart from the women's, which is a shame. But yeah, it's as we've talked about in past pods, it's taken a little while for people to come around, and obviously some people, Australian dirt trackers, don't want to go to the 19s, don't want to spend the money on it, etc., and that's totally understandable. But only 4 females in there. The racing wasn't disappointing at all. It was great racing, and I'll give you the results in a minute. I don't want to spoil it too early. If you already know, mum's the word. If you're tuning in and haven't checked out any of the results from the AFT, then stick around. I'll let you know that one in a minute. So I guess the best thing to do right now would be to share my screen if you're watching on our YouTube or getting the hang of this. Yeah, unfortunately, Tom couldn't make it. Well, we were going to do it at night time, and I had to change things up. Like I said, it's sort of getting to that hectic time of the year, so I had to change things on Tom, and now I'm actually doing this one during the daytime. Just trying to make everything work. So Tom couldn't make it. And actually, I totally forgot to check on Brendan, see if we could chat to him. I might give that a crack in a second, and we'll see if if we can get some of his insights of the weekend. But as I was saying, it was a brilliant weekend, well worth the 13-hour trip for us, and the racing was fantastic. Yeah, unbelievable. The oil track definitely brings a different element to our discipline. It was great watching. I was on the camera, behind the camera, of course, and it's funny, miss a bit of the detail because you're concentrating on other aspects for the filming, and yeah, it sort of takes away from what's happening in the moment, which sounds weird, but yeah, you got to do it to really understand, I guess. But I did notice a couple guys trying different things in their practice, and it was one was, I think it was Borlas, and he pushed down really hard on the left handlebar to try to get a two-wheel slide happening, and he far too much grip. But hats off to him, giving it a crack. That was during one of the practice session, or it might have even been the qualifying, but I'm pretty sure it was practice. And yeah, he just started chattering and skipping two wheels, sort of jumping at once. It was quite impressive to watch, but I imagine it wouldn't have been much fun on the seat. But yeah, you got to try it to see if that can give you an advantage. And it was basically a wheels and line track. There were a couple passing opportunities. The oval, not quite as much as on the TT. Um, but yeah, it was there. If you had the gonads, as always on oil, it's a case to me, and you can correct me if you think I'm wrong. But to me, oil tracks are more of a pressure track. So if you want to get around someone, it's more of a case of sitting right on them and causing an error. And yeah, it's quite different style of racing. There are other line options, but it tends to get a bit like a groove track. If you go off that groove, it's hard to get traction. So if you do try to, let's say, apex a corner, and you step off that groove, you're not going to get the drive to get that inside line as you would on a cushion track or a granite track. So yeah, it was interesting to watch how different riders were dealing with it, and it was actually, I thought it was very intriguing that people are thinking about strategic planning is probably where I'm going. There's a strategic planning going on and trying these lines during the qualifying and practice, which I think is brilliant and adds another element. The other thing why I was filming on the fifth, especially on the 15 lappers, that was just perfect television broadcasting footage. Like we had riders being lapped, so that created lap traffic. That was just a little bit more like a sort of MotoGP rather than that sprint sort of atmosphere we get from Australian dirt track where the races run in one in sort of under 3 minutes. It draws it out of it as a commentator and yeah, filmer. I was just thinking, had storylines going through in my head, and I think this is an element that will bring in outside attraction and outside spectators that aren't already involved in the sports, as we've talked about in the past. Family and immediate family and friends. If we can get people watching it, whether it's through my little Kelpie Live broadcast or something bigger, and yeah, get people excited about it. I think we can definitely grow the sport. And actually, in saying that, we definitely are growing the sport. It's there's some changes happening through the grapevine. I don't want to mention them yet because it's not all factual. I'm sure it will come out very soon anyway. And yeah, just it's fantastic. 19-inch racing is here to stay in Australia. So I'm pretty confident on that. It might be a bold statement, but I'm 100% confident. I'm not going anywhere anyway. Um, yeah, as you would have seen, AFTN, Dave Maddock and the crew have been doing an awesome job at getting lots of footage out. And the way they're doing it is sort of short clips, which is great as well. They actually do have a YouTube channel too, which I haven't mentioned in the past, which you can see a lot of stuff on there as well. So I recommend having a look at that. Yeah, and yeah, all the footage that's coming out is really great for the sport, and I think it's getting more eyeballs, which is awesome. Um, Couple names you would have seen, and it was actually really exciting to see, and it was something I was excited to see is how guys that have stayed at home would pair up against the 59 of Tom Drain and the 18 of Maxwell, who have come over from America, or come back home, I should say, from America. And, they are fast, obviously, very fast, and you can see the experience. And I think, without actually asking them, but I think the oil track probably would have been maybe a little bit more similar to some of the tracks they've been on lately. So, did it play into their hands maybe a little bit, but did they run away with it? Not at all. Like on the first day, Tom was definitely out there, and if you were going to beat him, it was going to take a bit of courage. But Thomas Herrick, one of our local lads, did a fantastic job of staying between Tom and Max in showing that we could match their pace. Daniel Wicks, Michael Kirkness, Billy Van Erd, Caution Wheel, all the other guys that you sort of would think, sorry if I've missed you there. There's plenty of you. That's the hard part. Yeah, they just weren't quite up there with speed. I did speak to Thomas Herrick, and he had done a bit of training but in between Brisbane and Gunnedah, so and it really showed. And he was very happy with himself. And you should be, Tom. You did an awesome job, and you weren't that far off. There was a couple of times I was thinking that he was going to give Tom a run for his money, especially in round 6 on the TT. That gap wasn't quite as big. But yeah, hats off to Tom. He just makes it look effortless. Both Toms actually, but Tom Drain made it look effortless. Just super smooth. And I think, yeah, that old saying, you probably get sick of it, but it's smooth as fast. And it just looked easy. So, yeah, awesome racing. And on the round 5 on the oval track for we should start from the bottom, even though I've had it on there and you can read it all for yourself. But fastest qualifier in the women's was Katana Robinson. And yeah, it's funny how that works, isn't it? Sometimes the fastest qualifier isn't always up the top. In third place was Katana Robinson on round 5 on the oval track. Second place, Emma Scott. And first place, Molly Ferry. And I've got to say, Molly was mirroring Tom Drain a little bit as far as making it look easy. She's just nice and smooth and consistent. And I think that's why once she got the start, she just broke away. And yeah, those other girls weren't going to catch her unless she made a big boo boo, which she just wasn't. It was, yeah, fantastic. I did go over to Molly and say, please do not look behind yourself. I've actually seen someone do a really nasty injury from doing that. And if you've got clean track in front of you, just keep riding. Don't worry about where the others are. You'll hear them soon enough if they're that close, and then you can start the blocking game. But yeah, one little wrong shift of your way, and you can end up on your ass when it's definitely unnecessary. And she had a great lead. She didn't need to be worrying about where the others were. So well done, Molly. Won herself a beautiful set of diamond earrings. I'm pretty sure they was sort of a sprocket design. Dave did show me, and yeah, the heat got to me, to be honest. But I'm pretty sure they were like little sprockets with diamonds in them. Really cool. So yeah, good job there, Molly, and awesome job by all the girls. Just for turning up and getting into it. One thing I did notice is Katana was sporting a road style helmet. Thought that was interesting. Not sure it makes a lot of difference. I guess having a visor can sometimes be a bit nicer than having goggles. I did notice that Katana didn't have a black moustache like just about the rest of the field did from the rest of the oil. You do still get a bit of oil splat and that sort of stuff. Yeah, especially in the other classes, our clubmen and Pro 450B and A, they definitely had a lot of oil over their faces. But yeah, excellent racing there by the ladies, and I hope to see more turn up. I don't think that's going to convince Dave that a woman class should be in the whole rounds next year. I could be wrong. I haven't talked to Dave about that. That's just my opinion, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully, more girls will come along. I'm hoping Kelsey Jensen will join in on that one. I think she would have done really well there as well. So Clubman Open fastest qualifier was Anthony Daw. And I've got to say, we just had a podcast with Jordan there, and he said he thought his dad would go pretty well, and he wasn't wrong. Anthony was absolutely on fire. No one could touch him, to be honest. Yeah, streaks ahead of the rest of the class. And that's not meaning to be offensive to the rest of the class. He just, at home track advantage, he's obviously cut a lot of a lot of laps there, and the club president. So you'd think he'd know the track inside out pretty well. So it's not surprising that Anthony was first in the clubman overall for round 5 there on the oval. And I was sort of a bit jealous because you've heard me say on this podcast before that I don't like turn one at Appin, and that's sorry, at Gunnedah, and that's on the dirt track there, which has the right-handers in it. But I actually would have really loved to have a go on an oil oval because I think, yeah, it looked like a lot of fun. And yeah, it's quite a bit different than granite. As I said, you can't really two-wheel slide it in there like you can on granite. Yeah, I think it would have been interesting. Oh, excuse me, obviously up too early or up too late, one or the other. In second was Ryan New. Now Ryan New, first time out on the 19s, as far as I know. Yeah, did a great job, Ryan did, and was looking very fast and very comfortable very quickly. So he got in front of the number 5 of Darren Webb, who ended up, well, we'll find that in a minute. I'm not going to tell you, but yeah, Webby went well all weekend. Yeah, you'll see some of the photos there on Facebook and that, and on the AFTN stuff, and got oil all over his face. So he's having an absolute ball. Junior 85s, fastest qualifier was Lenny Duggan. Now, I'm pretty sure, I hope I don't get this wrong, Lenny, but I'm pretty sure Lenny has a nice brand new ride on a Husqvarna 250 next year for Matt Davies. And hats off to Matt Davies. He's really lifting the game, and supplying riders with bikes. Thomas Herrick and Michael Curtness, he supplied their bikes this year, I believe, and well, support at least. I'm pretty sure it was both their bikes, and yeah, that's what we need. That's in a team environment. It changes the game a bit. It's really great. It was great to see, and yeah, also thank to Matt. He bought a back wheel off me, a 3-inch back wheel. So yeah, thank you very much, mate, and supporting Lenny or supporting the juniors. So Lenny will be riding for Matt Davies next year. Congratulations. And overall for the class in round 5, Lenny scored third position, which was fantastic. In second was Jake Page, and first, the ever consistent Jed Fife. It wasn't actually going Jed's way right at the start from memory. Yeah, I think he had quite a few battles, but then he started settling down and sorted it out. So he ended up on the top step, which is fantastic. Great to see how consistent Jed is. I was actually at the Victorian Dirt Track Titles commentating this weekend just past. And Jed, if you're listening, you have quite the fan base. I had quite a few of the young riders, the 65cc riders, I think they are, that were telling me they've been watching and listening to the pods, and Jed Fife is their favourite episode. So well done, mate. That's awesome. I think that's fantastic. Yeah, we did mention Tom and Max before, and sorry, Sam, I should have mentioned you because you're hiding in the shadows a little bit there, being in the junior ranks, and that's the only reason. But Sam Drain, fastest qualifier, and again, once again, no, I don't even know why I'm trying to protect the other riders and say, don't be offended, but Sam Drain wiped the floor of everyone, and yeah, miles ahead. Seat time on this sort of setup was really evident there, and Sam's just looking awesome, and I can't wait to see when he goes senior. I think it's going to be very interesting. I'm not going to make any statements on that yet, but yeah, Sam doing an awesome job out there, looking so consistent and very fast. But third in the junior lights overall was Cooper Archibald for the round five on the oval track. Cooper going fantastic. Second, Torin Openshaw, and first, Sam Drain. Yeah, so mix it up a little bit. The old oil track. So going to our Pro 450. Obviously, these are the overall results, so it doesn't actually tell us here who was first up in the B group. I can't actually remember either. Sorry, we might find it in a second. Might have to do a little bit of editing around that one, but yeah. So for the Super Pole on day one, which is round five, is Tom Jones. So yeah, as I said, blistering fast. No one was really getting that close to him to putting pressure on him as such. And Tom Herrick did give it a crack a couple times, but yeah, sort of just couldn't reel him in. And when I did ask Tom Herrick, have you got something for him? He did reply, he's just fast. He's just too fast. So, and yeah, yeah, that shows. So third was Max Whale, second was Thomas Herrick, and first was Tom Drain. And like I said, there's a massive pool of riders, talented riders, just sitting behind those three, and yeah, just weren't quite getting it together on the oil. Would have been very interesting to see what the results were like on granite, but yeah, that we weren't on granite, we're on oil. So this is how it turned out. And yeah, it was fantastic racing to watch. What did I learn on day one? Oh, sorry, I keep calling it day one because it is 2 days back to back, but round five. Uh, don't wear black shoes when it's scorching hot. So I'm standing up on one of the grandstands on the top. Because the boys in the scoring tower didn't want me to open the window and let the air conditioning all out, which sort of makes it pointless. That would have been the best view for filming. So I ended up standing on top of the white grandstands, and I had black shoes on. And I tell you what, my toes were roasting like little sausages. It was almost unbearable. I, this is how dedicated I am, guys, to bring you the footage. I was actually in pain, and yeah, by the end of because I record the last race in round four of each class, and by the end of it, I tell you what, those shoes couldn't come off any quicker. My toes were absolutely killing. So yeah, don't wear black shoes in a really hot place like Gunnedah. So yeah, I also got a little bit torn. So Brendan McCowart's obviously a Kelpie rider, and he went down. I think it was the last race. Was it? Yeah, I think it. Yeah, of course it was because I was filming. So it's the last race of the day, and he went down. There was no contact or nothing like that. It was just a front wheel washout. He said he went around and found some potholes and went, that was dodgy. I will avoid that the next time. And unfortunately, he didn't and lost the front and ended up sliding out towards the wall, bike crashing down. Trapping his leg underneath his left leg and yeah, crushing his foot and breaking those bones. So but I saw the red flag come up and I'm looking around and I go, damn, I can't see the 22 machine. Looked over, and as I looked over, I actually stopped recording. I started to run over, but luckily he was up and he was limping off. So then I had to decide, do I go and see if he's all right? Which it looks like, he's up and moving. That's the main thing. If your rider's not moving, that's when you worry. It's sort of like when a young child falls over. If they don't scream, that's when you're worried. If they're screaming and kicking, that's a good sign. So he wasn't screaming, but I could see him limping off and had people helping him. So yeah, I decided to carry on recording so that I could bring the the full program to you guys. But yeah, it was hard. It was only us there. Normally we have a bit of a crew, but it was only me and him, so that made it a bit hard. But we did. After I filmed all the racing, I went and checked on him, got him what he needed, and yeah, I packed everything up. We knew he wasn't going to be riding the next day because he couldn't put any weight on it at all. And then we went for a little trip to Gunnedah Hospital, which was very entertaining. Some dude walked in that had chopped his leg with a chainsaw, and oh yeah, all sorts of stuff going on there. It was pretty fantastic, and yeah, it was sort of like being stuck in the middle of an episode of upper middle class bogan. It was fantastic. Really enjoyed that. Actually, it's one of the best hospital visits I've had for a while. Uh, yeah, it was really good. So obviously round six, well, the cat's trying to get in, so I hope you can't hear that. Round six on the Sunday was the TT track, and it was a fantastic jump. Actually, it had a nice run off afterwards, so they could just do a nice straight jump. Some of the riders, definitely in the Pro 450, were sort of scrubbing it. It was, yeah, really actually, yeah, created great footage. Quite a bit of style there, and like I said, the six turns, just the technicality of it was pretty interesting, and creates it's sort of like what Macau was saying about Brisbane. You create opportunities where you can force issues, and where you can get around passing opportunities, I guess. And really enjoyed watching it. It was well worth it, and quite a good turnout from spectators. Doesn't really look so much in the footage, but because it's quite spread out. But yeah, there was actually people from all over had come down to watch it. I met a guy from Townsville that he doesn't know any of the races or anything, but he has a couple of friends in Gunnedah. So he came down from Townsville, and him and his mates were camping down at the very far end, which was probably a good thing because they got pretty hammered and were pretty noisy. But they had a ball, and yeah, I met a few other people like that. Tom Northey was there with his crew. Met his girlfriend Morgan, which was really cool. His dad and a whole lot of their mates turned up, and they looked like they were having a good time. You probably saw a picture on Facebook of a skateboard deck that Tom gave me that he designed up, and oh man, that thing's freaking sick. It's awesome. So I really appreciate that, Tom. Thanks so much for that. I'm actually it's inspired me to build up a little studio here behind me so that I don't have to have these screensavers behind me, or what are you those backgrounds. And yeah, we'll do a proper one. I've got a few ideas here, so I'm working on that at the moment. Yeah, so awesome weekend really of just socializing, videoing, and yeah, watching the guys have a great time on oil. Unfortunately, it didn't end well for the Kelpie team. Actually, we ended the season without any riders, which it's not ideal. It's not ideal to have both your riders out on injuries. Obviously, Zane didn't get to do pretty much the whole season. He went out in round one. It happened. And then yeah, Brendan not quite finishing it off. Um, and he wasn't actually going for the way he was feeling as far as having the cold thing, and that he actually wasn't going too bad. I think he was sitting in about fifth when he went down. So yeah, it would have been interesting to see where he would have finished in the points overall. But a great learning year, and we always knew that was going to be the case. He's definitely developed more and more as a rider, but not just a rider, as a racer. The way he's going into things mentally is, I think, a lot more solid. He could get in his head quite a bit before, and he's not doing that quite as much now. So I think it's been an awesome experience, and next year, look forward to seeing if we can improve on those results a bit. Obviously, it's going to be on a Husqvarna, not a Honda as well. So, yeah, it should be interesting. But back to the results. The results for the TT round six at Gunnedah, fastest qualifier. We had no women's class on the second day there. Fastest qualifier in the clubman was Anthony Doll. Yeah, as you can see here, the standings changed quite a bit. The TT, all that technicality, I think, favors people that are used to, oil tracks with right handers and more technical layouts, or tracks with more technical layouts. People that do grass track, I think, would do well on this motocross, as we had there in third place, Neil Girdler. hung out with Ange and Neil Girdler a bit, and yeah, really nice people. Great to get talking to them. Home clubs up there, Griffith, which is a loose oil track. They had a night meeting not long ago, which looked absolutely fantastic. It was my anniversary weekend, otherwise I would have been there. It was definitely a plan. So did I say fastest qualifier for Clubman was Anthony Daw once again? Yeah, maybe just well, obviously the best rider on the 2 days, whether it was home track or not. But third place Neil Girdler, second Jason Griffin. Jason seems to go very well on the TTs. Griffo is what everyone calls him, and yeah, he looked at home straight away. Um, but yeah, couldn't quite get around Anthony. So Anthony took the top step there. Clean sweep for Anthony over the weekend. Yeah, fantastic to watch. He is going really good. I'd have to look at the actual race results. There was one there, Anthony. I think he jumped the start and got sent to the back, so he didn't win all of them straight. Sorry, so but as far as overall points for each round, clean sweep. Uh, Fastest qualifier, Lockie Duggan, this time on the TT. So that's what I mean. It's sort of interesting, Lenny was up there on the first day. Lockie got the fastest qualifying, but he didn't make it on the steps at all over after the day's racing. Third step was Taylor Howard, second Jed Fife, and first was Jake Page. So fantastic work there by that Page kid. Yeah, so he's definitely that little bit more confident there on the TT track and just bringing it home. But as I said, it really changed it up as we can see here, but also right throughout the field. Riders were in different. Some riders that might have been a little bit slower on round 5. Made up for it in the TT and the more technical stuff. Fastest qualifier for the junior light, Sam Drain. Third was Cooper Archibald, so this one stayed pretty similar. Second, Bodie Page, and first, Sam Drain. And once again, Sam super. It's interesting. I don't know how much jumping these kids normally do, but they were looking pretty solid over the jump. So Tom made it 2 in a row, super pole. Absolutely blistering pass, and it's just smooth. It was interesting actually listening to the bike. So if you shut your eyes and you listen, especially on the super pole when it's just the one rider going around, all the bikes sounded very different. And it's not just pipes obviously play a part, but it's not just that. It was, I think the gearing must have been a factor as well. Thomas Herrick's sounded like it was absolutely going off its nut the whole time. Max's you could hardly hear, and Tom's was similar. It was didn't sound like it was getting even that close to the limiter at all. It just sounded like it had a very smooth delivery, and it was pretty soft. Thomas Herrick obviously was in the Super Bowl as well, but didn't get it across the line. But I think he might have been second fastest. I'm not sure if we can find the results here for that. But his bike sounded the most aggressive, had a real bark to it. Sounded like he was getting near the limiter, if not hitting the limiter. So his gearing might have been quite different. But I mean, who cares? He managed to keep that gap from Max there. As you can see, Max Whale ended up taking out third. So the same as the first day. Second was Thomas Herrick, and then third, Tom Drain. The gap between first and second wasn't quite as big this time. There was quite a bit of battles going on there with Max and other riders as well throughout the day. But it sort of, ended up a bit of a mirror image there. You'll be able to see on the footage as well. But that I really noticed that about the sound of the bike. So I think gearing was quite a thing. So that rounds out the top scores there for both those rounds. And if we go down, that's 2022. Doesn't look like we've got the 2023 final results up, which I know Michael Curtness definitely took out the Pro 450. I don't want to say what the rest was. But the minute, series results. There we go. It's just hiding in a funny place. All right, so you can see there, if you're viewing this one, 2023 series results for Aussie Flat Track Nationals. Doing it backwards there. So in the Pro Twins, which was conducted at Brisbane, first was Christian O'Donnell, second Joel Elliott, and third Miles Rowe. So they're the top three Australian twin riders at the moment. Open women, Molly Ferry took the top spot, second Emma Scott, and third Katana Robinson. And that was conducted at Gunnedah. Clubman Open across all 6 rounds. First, actually, that doesn't seem right. Yeah, okay. So I'm not sure what's happened there. Clubman Open, I know Darren Webb was first. I think Jason Griffin got second, and remember your name in the minute? Oh, Lee Hunter. Sorry, Lee got third overall. Lee had a pretty average meeting at Gunnedah. Junior 85, Jed Fife, Lenny Duggan, and Lockie Duggan from first to third. That was Junior Light, Cooper Archibald first, Lachlan Russell second, and Thorin Openshaw. And Pro 450, Mick Kirkness, Daniel Wicks, and Thomas Herrick. Now, I hope that's right. I'm pretty sure the Clubman's sort of made me nervous now. But it does say there 2023 series result. And then underneath that, you would assume that is the overall results, wouldn't you? I would think so. And then next to that, it's got Appin, the 2 days. Under that, it's got Brisbane, and then it's got Gunnedah. So, yeah, it might just be a typo. Look, this stuff happens. That's all good. And then under that's the 22 results. So if I do have any of that wrong, I do apologise. I can only read out what I can see here. But I know Clubman Anthony Doll didn't win that overall. How could he? He was only at 2 rounds. And I know 100% that Darren Webb won it overall because I gave him a handshake and congratulations. And Lee Hunter definitely got third because we were talking about that. He just squeezed in. Actually, we'll see. Let's try a little bit here. See what we can find on Facebook. Might clear that up. I'm on a new computer, so it might not sign me in. Might have trouble. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Pretty good. Right, here we go. So if we go TN, got to put Aussie Flat Track Nationals. All right, sorry about this. This is a little bit chunky monkey, isn't it? So we Aussie Flat Track Nationals. Go. Normally we'll have these are what I'm looking for. So just reading out for you the 2023 AFTN Pro 450 Top 10. Yeah, of course you can go and look at all this yourself. An incredible season to mark the first multi-round, multi-venue flat track season in Australia. And series leaderboard for the Pro 450s was the 387 of Michael Kirkness on 1,100 points, followed by the 176 Daniel Wicks on 1,027 points. In third place was 14 Thomas Herrick on 998 points. Fourth place, 29 Billy Van Erd, 877 points. Fifth place, 25th of Caution Wheel, 773 points. And also congratulations to the number 25 Caution Wheel and his partner. They are expecting. That's fantastic. In sixth place, 314 Rowan Teagar on 718 points. Also, must mention that Rowan is the other Victorian rider. I think they stated Brendan as being the sole Victorian rider somewhere in one of those past posts, but Rowan's always also from Victoria, just northwestern, Mildura way. So, seventh place is the 178 of Dale Borlass on 659 points. Eighth place is 42 Jordan Dool. Great pod with Jordan. Check that one out. 636 points. Ninth place, 44 Tyler O'Donnell. Tyler was looking awesome all weekend. 495 points. Well done getting in the top 10 there. And 10th place, 598 Rory McCoulter on 462 points. Unfortunately for Rory, he had a big get off at the end there. Pretty sure he did his collarbone from memory. So speedy recovery there, mate. Hope you're all good. Heal up, all good. So Junior Lights in first place, 87 Cooper Archibald on 1120 points. Second place, 555 Lachlan Russell, 1090 points. Third place, 296 for an open shore, 1078 points. Fourth place, 174, Bodie Page, 952 points. And fifth place, 6, Hugh Hope Odgets, 847 points. In sixth place, 7, James Wood, 789 points. Seventh place, 278, Blake Ferry, 697 points. Eighth place, 27, Jaden Holder, 616 points. Speedy recovery, Jaden. I'm pretty sure it was you had a nasty crash on the dirt just recently and broke your arm. Speedy recovery. That was a shocker. Ninth place, 17 of Sam Jane. 2 rounds, 450 points. It's amazing. Top 10 overall just from 2 rounds. Fantastic. And in 10th place, 105 Cameron Dunker on 413 points. So, yeah, 24 races, 6 rounds, 3 weekends later. That was the junior lights top 10. And yeah, fantastic. 152 stroke, 254 stroke MX frame, 19-inch tyres, 13, 16 years of age, those kids. And man, their times are fast. They are fast, very fast kids. And you just those under there too, next generation. And they definitely are. I mean, when these guys go senior, we've got such a talent pool coming up through the ranks. It's fantastic. And yeah, I think, when the Americans and the Brits and everyone else sees the footage and stuff of what we've got here, we're going to get some internationals for sure. If not next year, the following. 100% reckon we will if yeah, just our tracks. The quality is awesome. Yeah, right. Oh, good. I was right. So looking at the Clubman overall top 10. So first place was Darren Webb on the number 5 machine on 1,110 points. And second place, 261, Jason Griffo, 1038 points. Third place, 87, Lee Hunter, 993 points. Lee had some bike difficulties. He decided to bring the 450 to Gunnedah and play it up on him, and I think he ended up back on the 250. And yeah, it just didn't go his way that those across those 2 days, which was a shame, Lee. But you still managed to hang in there. So yeah, lost a place, but stayed on the podium overall, which is fantastic. Fourth place, 28, Neil Girdler. Neil's got a motocross background, hasn't been on for a long time. He's come back and he's thrown himself in there and he's doing a great job on 973 points. Fifth place, 6'9", Luke Turner on 744 points. Sorry, that was fifth place. Sixth place, 78, Reece Sandow on 742 points. Seventh place, 36, Daryl Mellon, 59 years of age, 670 points. He had a almighty get off as well down in turn 1. That corner that I was telling you I don't like about was part of the TT. And yeah, unfortunately, Ryder went down in front of him and he just got sent airborne. I was actually really worried about him because saw him go up in the air, and when he was landing, it looked like he had both hands out in front of him facing the ground. I thought he's broken both his arms for sure. But no, he is pretty banged up, but he's happy, he's smiling, and yeah, he's on the mend. So that's the main thing. Yeah, there was a bit of damage, but he's on the mend. That's the main thing. And the amount of racing he's been doing, it's amazing that it's taken this long before he's got tangled up in one. So well done, Daryl. Well, Mal, we all call him, 7th overall. That's an awesome achievement. In 8th positions, 27 of Lawrence Ferry, 560 points. You may notice that name Ferry a fair bit. Both his children, Molly and oh damn, I've forgotten your son's name. I have got a mental black there. Sorry, guys. I know it too, and it's just on the edge. But great to see the whole family getting into it. And Lawrence was riding awesome as well. Broke his wrist and Appen on the TT in the practice session. And I can't believe he's come back and raced every round and it's going, yeah, absolutely awesome. Just behind him in ninth is the 278th of his daughter Molly Ferry on 518 points. Obviously taking out the woman, she was absolutely stoked. And in 10th position was 38, Timothy Holdup on 487. So yeah, great racing by the clubman class. And look, if you are thinking about coming and joining in next year, clubman class is a great place to start. Don't think it's slow and it's going to be easy by any measure. You're going to have your work cut out for you. Same as going into the 450s. You better be training, is all I can say. So looking at our junior 85s, these guys run on 17 fronts and back. We're actually I've got a few sample wheels coming at the moment, and well, actually rims, and we're going to make them up here in Australia. But yeah, they run on 17s front and back with the American flat track tire. And it looked like I was looking through the pits pretty eagerly, and yeah, there looks like there's a whole lot of rims being used. So some of them are on standard 1.4s. There's some 1.6s laced to front and back, and apparently the 2.5s are most popular. So I've got some 2.5s coming at the moment and some 2.15. So I think the 2.15s would definitely do the job as well. We're quite a bit wider than your 1.4s, the standard front, so, and even the 1.6 the rear. So yeah, hit us up. They'll be part of the new Clava brand range, and we'll be doing anodized coloured hubs this time. So let's take a look at the top of the top 10 for the junior 85s. In the first position, we've got the 23 Jed 5 on 1276 point. Quite a lead he had. Very consistent young Jed. That's why he's got a fan base. Second position, Lenny Duggan, as we mentioned, has got a new ride for next year. It's going to be fantastic. He's on 1099 points. In third place, 10 Lockie Duggan, brother, on 1038 points. And they were battling the whole series. It was, yeah, been fantastic racing in all classes. In fourth place, 552 Jake Page on 939 points. Fifth place is 11 William Wiggins on 736 points. Sixth place, 22 Charlie Nichols on 734 points. Seventh place was 12 Logan Turner on 659 points. And eighth was the 5 of Hugo Holmes on 641 points. Ninth was 26 Jai French on 592 points. And 10th was 446 Oscar Middlebrook on 586 points. So that is your top 10 in the 85s, top 10 across all classes. As you can see me scrolling through here, so much media coverage and footage on the Facebook. I think there's Darren with a big oil moustache, looking absolutely chuffed with his number one plaque there. That's Darren Webb, number 5 for the club. Yeah, so they did a great job. Obviously, no live streaming or full coverage at the moment. Kelpie Live is covering that. You can check out, and you see the last race of the day for each class and some highlights from practice and timing. Curtness did a big burnout there at the end. So yeah, go on, jump on the Aussie Flat Track Nationals page, give them a like, subscribe, and their YouTube channel as well. Keep supporting this discipline, guys. I mean, it was a fantastic series. AFTN ring there for Kirkness' second one. Yeah, it's just awesome. The prizes, the money that goes back to the riders. This is what we need. This is going to elevate it. Hopefully, a TV station will pick us up at some stage or something like that. It might take a couple of years. I'm not saying this year or next year, but sorry, 2024, 2025. But I feel it's coming. I think Motorcycle Australia is now realising, the potential. So that can only help. So as you can see there, if you're viewing, heaps and heaps stuff to have a look at. So go on that page and check it out. I'll stop sharing that and give you my beautiful face back. Round the pits, a little bit of chitter chat around the pits. Got to talk to Matt Drain a bit, and we brought himself a nice FDR 1100, no 750 Indian. Apparently, it was the fourth one made. Yeah, that sounds pretty nice. So I don't think we're going to be seeing it cutting laps in Aussie, but you never know. yeah, a bit of a collector piece there. So that was pretty cool learning about that and learning a little bit about their travels over in the States and how racing works there and bits and bobs. Had a quick chat to Curtness and about the comparisons of racing in America and here and that too. And yeah, it was sort of nice to hear that he shares my opinion that, obviously our tracks are different and we don't have the big tracks like they do over there. So yeah, 2.15, 2.5, definitely more than enough for here. Maybe a 3 on the back for the oil, give you that little bit extra. But yeah, you don't have to go doing huge changes. Yeah, wider triple clamps is sort of a bit of a point at the moment to stop that rub if you don't want to lower shocks a good 80 to 100 mils to get the bell past the rubber. But yeah, so I picked up a few bits there. Bumped into someone else that we've done a pod with in the past. Here, multi-Australian champion Paul Caslick. He announced to me, and I did ask permission to announce it on here, that he will be, well, he has every intention on running the championship next. Oh, sorry, running the series next year. Hopefully, it will be a championship, an Australian championship. But at this stage, it hasn't been announced. But yeah, that's what we're all hoping for. And yeah, Paul Caslick said that he has every intention on coming racing in 2024 and competing in this series. He was there both days watching and was more than impressed. Said it was fantastic and yeah, definitely what Australia needs. So that was great insight there. I know not everyone loves Paul, but yeah, he still has love for the sport, obviously. And and that's what we need. We need controversial and passionate people in the sport. I'm a bit of a sook. I sit on the fence a lot and don't get it. Sometimes don't say exactly what I feel, but that's mainly because I just want unison and I want everyone to lift the sport together. And politics is for bloody Canberra, not for the racetrack. So yeah, we keep pushing forward. And guys, if you think back a year and a half, look how far it's come. It's amazing. It's all thanks to everyone that's tuning into these podcasts around the world as well, not just in Australia. This is the result of interest and working together to make stuff happen, and it's fantastic. I'm so stoked. It's sort of unbelievable, it happens all through your life. You focus on things and they eventually happen as if you don't lose that focus. And this is what's happening with the flat track now, and that's just going to get better. I can't see how it won't. Yeah, when you've got people like myself, Dave Maddock, your Kazos, your Kirknesses, your Wicks, all the races, they're just they're just names that pop straight into my mind. But there's so many others, right from the tippy top of the field to the back of the field. And if you are one of those riders that's a little bit more at the back of the field, you should be holding your head high, because the competition is fierce in the AFTN. There's not one rider there that I would consider slow. The times are very quick, and you're doing an awesome job. It's the nature of the beast of our sport, isn't it? Someone comes first and someone comes last, or at the back of the field. So if you are in that back spot and keep working, and like, it might just be a matter of time. Sometimes, as riders, we all know we peak and plateau and peak and plateau, and that's just the way it is. The peak will come. You keep working at it. Search yourself, look for your weaknesses and improve them. And to me, that's the beauty of racing. It's a personal challenge that pushes you to be a better racer, and also makes you a better person, I think, because it gives you focus, gives you direction. Yeah, when you start taking it seriously, you look after your body. Your body's your temple. Without a good body, without a good brain, you're not going to get to the top. And it's a great way to live, a healthy way to live. So yeah, bring on the competition next year. It's been absolute fantastic season for 2023. Hats off to the whole AFTN team, everyone behind the scenes, all the officials that have been there in and out, supporting Dave and making this series run smoothly. I can't think there was, I mean, apart from the watering at Brisbane, but that's just you get that sort of stuff, and like Mikhail had said, it probably affected the lesser experienced riders more than anyone else. But there was no real big glitches. Everything ran smoothly. Got to say, I love the format. The format of lesser classes, which is sort of causing a little bit of problem moving forward. But just because more and more people are wanting to do it, and that's going to yeah, I'm not sure how we're going to deal with that. Understand all sides of the argument, just don't cap it. But yeah, the meetings still have to run to a time frame and to a schedule. So if you've got 300 riders and how many heats is it? You can only have 18 in a heat. Yeah, it makes a pretty big night. So I think that's probably next to impossible. So you do have to sort of cap it somewhere. I don't have the answers. I'm not great on that technical side of stuff, of the running side of stuff. I would be employing someone to help me with that. Um, yeah, and on that note, I'm going to work on. Hopefully today I get my finger out my ass and I get it done. I'm going to work on a bit of a job form. Please fill it in. I want to know if you would travel to do some Victorian rounds next year. They won't be AFTN. We're going to try and. So I'm not going to run the Kelpie Cup, as you see behind me if you're viewing this. The Kelpie Cup won't be running next year, I don't think. So what I want to achieve, it will run if I don't get the support of what I'm about to ask you. So what I want to know is who will travel and sign up to get more races on your 1919. So we're going to do a 19-inch series, and I want to pretty much mirror the classes of the AFTN so that everyone gets more time. The money and prizes at this stage probably won't be as big. We're definitely going to have prize money, but yeah, I can't. If it's yeah, we've got multiple classes we've got to cover. I've got to figure this all out. So there's a long road ahead of me to make this happen for you guys, but I just need to know if we've got the support and people are going to come racing. I feel we do, and with the amount of people asking me about setting their bikes up at the moment and that, um, maybe it's a spillover place for the people that don't get into AFT rounds and that sort of thing. Or maybe you're not going to be able to get in. I don't know, but um, yeah. So at the moment, the classes I'm thinking is 450, so Pro 450, Clubman, then Junior Lights and 85cc. Hesitant to do a women's class at the moment because I'm hoping we're going to have lots of heats of Pro 450s. Maybe we'll run it sort of a little bit more of like having to get into a last chance qualifier and a final. But all this is up in the air. All I need to know at the moment is that we're going to have people turn up. Then I'm going to work that out. So yeah, so the Kelpie Cup won't be. Maybe it will be around in there. I'm not sure actually yet. But we're also going through that name change, so it will be Clavar, so KLAVR, which all that changeover is happening at the moment. Yeah, so busy for me, but enjoying it and just super excited about 2024. I can't wait to see how it all pans out. I have been talking to people around the pits, and yeah, quite a few of the junior riders said, "Yep, they'd be into that." Yeah, so let's make it happen. Let's make it bigger. And of course, the Aussie dirt track scene's still going off, and all those events are going to happen. Bathurst is already advertising. You're going to have the Australian Dirt Track Championships, the Australian Track Championships, and if I'm not wrong, hopefully we will have the Australian Flat Track Championships. So yeah, well, that last one isn't factual yet, but yeah, if it doesn't get across the line for 2024, I think we're going to have to do a petition because I did see for the rules and moms and that of the championship classes that they didn't think a 19-inch class was necessary. So hopefully that means that the 19-inch class will actually get its own championship separate from the Australian dirt track. Um, yeah, so let's wait and see. Like I said, that's not a fact; it's just a rumor at the moment. Yeah, so where would these rounds be? You might be thinking. So some of the clubs that I've been talking to, obviously about the Kelpie Cup, not so much running the whole series thing yet, but that's something I'm going to approach. All Victorian clubs, I think, are pretty much on board. I hope I'm not speaking out of tune for you if you're listening, but you be Aubrey, Wodonga, and Deera. I know they're really busting to have more and more events. Broadford, the Harley Club, and Northwestern, and maybe even Mildura Speedway up there at Olympic Park. Yeah, but I'm not going to. I'm sort of approaching them now, but more want to know that we're going to get numbers, so we don't get too much excitement happening, and then it all falls flat on its ass. So yeah, we'll be very conscious too of making sure there's room between all the rounds, and hopefully not clashing or too close to any other big events, so that yeah you can make those plans. And obviously, yeah, we want to get it out early too. The Calc Club was all a bit last minute, which probably didn't help with the numbers, but overall, we still had about 12, 14 riders. I think it might have been maybe a little bit more compared across the two rounds we've had so far. And the last round is on December 3rd, and that's going to be a short track at Broadford. Yeah, so a few of my plans for the Victorian flat track next year would be, food trucks, make a real good atmosphere. We had I did the commentating at the Victorian Dirt Track titles just this weekend gone, and I tried a few things out, and yeah, it went really well. Got great feedback. Just mainly about the atmosphere, the racing, and that's all normal. The racing was fantastic. Unfortunately, a couple big offs, but I'm hoping they're all good. Haven't really heard a lot about it from the riders. Well, one, Marty White, has got some broken ribs and stuff, and he is healing up. Grant Charnock had a big off and was airlifted out. Hopefully, you're all good, Grant. Haven't had any feedback or words on how you are. And Daniel Leonetti had a good one too and was a bit concussed, but no major sort of injuries apart from that knock. So I'm not sure if Dan will be racing in round, or what is it? It'd be round 5 of the Kelpie Cup on the 3rd. So Kelsey Jensen's probably going to be the red hot favourite. Had a word from Kyle Match and he's not able to make it. Marty, who was tied with Kelsey on 93 points and 94 points, I think it was, he's out. So yeah, Kelsey's the hot favourite for taking the Kelpie Cup out. Hopefully she signs up and comes along and kicks goals. So yeah, and everyone else joins up, and yeah, you can win some money on the day. 300 for first, 200 for second, 100 for third to the overall points winners on the day. And then I showed this last time all at work with the screen on the back. Then we've got the Kelpie Cup there that will go to the overall series winner. You can see it if you're viewing that, which is pretty cool. I might take some pictures actually and put it up online. And we've got medallions for first, second, and third. Obviously, our number boards like we have for every other round and novelty check. And yeah, we're just all about creating events that are worth turning up to. And I look forward to really getting it going in 2024. And if we don't get enough numbers, we'll do the sole class inter clubs like we've been doing this year. So I've got to get my A into G and get all that out there so you can sign it and let me know and fill it in and let me know. Make sure you do share it around to people that you know that would be interested. And the more feedback I get, the easier it is. I've yeah, pretty much just decided that that's the route that I'm going anyway. But I just want to double check that I'm getting this vibe right. Because yeah, as you know, it takes a bit of money commitment to get it all happening. And I was really hoping to ride next year, but we'll see. We'll see. It's looking bleaker and bleaker. So where to next? Yes, so yeah, the Victorian Dirt Track Champs 2023 Shannon's Victoria Dirt Track Champs. Fantastic weekend of racing. Again, beautiful weather. I've got the results here. I thought we might as well dive into this one while we're here as well. Kill two birds with one stone. You know, don't want to take anything away from the AFTN. Fantastic series, but I think we covered that pretty well without talking to any of the riders. But yeah, track was very, very nice. Well prepped. It was pretty deep, heavy track because it had good moisture in it, but it wasn't dangerously heavy like overwatered. It was just, yeah, it was very consistent, very nice. You know, some riders love a heavy track, some don't. That's why you've got to try and ride everything, guys. You know, so that when you do hit a track that you know may not be your forte, you can deal with it and it doesn't ruin your meeting. So let's have a look at some of these result. 65cc, 7 to under 9 nines, under nines. Just bear with me. I'm funny with this app sometimes. So we should have here all results. So in first place, it was the 605 of Cooper McGully. Second place, 43 Flynn Beard. And third place, W15 Mason Wild. Got the points there 115, 110, and 106. Sorry, I'm doing this very badly, aren't I? Yeah, I go backwards without losing everything. We go home. Sorry, guys. I don't think I've ever done my laps on my phone. I do it. So down to 65 nines to under 13. Now, it's funny, you sort of hear, you know, like Luke Goff's mentioned it too, you know, oh, Australian dirt track, there's too many classes. And look, it does complicate it. Like it's not a whinge. It's just, you know, I'm fairly new to the commentating game, but yeah, looking at everything, yeah, bloody, it can hurt your head. I tell you, it can definitely hurt your head. I haven't got my program on me, so I can't tell you the class sponsors. I'm pretty sure this was Farina Truck Bodies as well. They got behind pretty much, well, a lot of them. Let's put it that way. In first place was 143 Hayden Duggan. Second place 321 Freddie Coote. And third place 23 Raj Maury. So fantastic. These guys are your new Victorian title holders, by the way, as well. Hayden Duggan there. So yeah, totally chuffed. I think there was three classes that weren't title classes. We're going to Junior 250. So if I'm correct, you need six competitors or more to make it a title class for juniors, eight or more for seniors. I do remember someone said something, I think it was six for women's as well, but I don't know why that would be if they're a senior class. Doesn't make sense to me. Junior 250, have some fantastic racing in this one. 79 Thomas Scott's got the job done in first place there. Second place was 52 Batman's. And in third place, the '06 machiner Hugh Hope Hodgetts. And yeah, fantastic racing by them, as mentioned, really competitive, great battles happening throughout the field. I don't have any footage, unfortunately, of this one. There won't be a Kelpie live because I was on the mic, and yeah, it's just impossible. It's qualifying order, race final. That should give us the overalls. So it was race 79 of the program, Pro 250s. So yeah, club member 507, Mick Dowell got it done in the Pro 250, followed by actually three Harley Club members there on the podium, followed by 149 Nicholas Berry and Kelpie Development Rider 837 Kelsey Jensen. And it was actually really fantastic. Kelsey wasn't feeling the 250 class all day, although she got in the finals and yeah, ended up getting almost a whole shot. It was a fantastic start she got, and she just turned it on from there and held on to third, which was good. She was in second. I think Nicholas got around her, and Nick's also a Kelpie development rider. Um, and yeah, blistering fast on his 450 and one and 250. I was going to say 125 for some reason. Uh, yeah, as you can see there, this one has the lap times there. Mick Codell with 26.1, 26.7 for Nick, and 27.1 for Kelsey. A lot of lap, oh, I can't stop saying, a lot of lap records were taken out during the weekend, which I don't have, unfortunately, all the statistics there. I'm waiting for confirmation from the club, but I know 100% that Remy Five, definitely set new one broke Bryce Holmes, and this is for an MX frame, not a slider. And he got a 25.1 seconds, which yeah, was absolutely awesome over 600 meters. Div 250cc's. This was championship class. W15 Mason Wild on 111 points. 43 Flynn Beard on 100 points. 815 Zach Salmon on 90 points. So yeah, divs were great as well to watch. These kids, they just have those little 50 ringing, pinging and ringing, I think I was saying in the weekend. And yeah, they're awesome to watch as well. The thing that amazes me with those is the little wheels. They're little 10 inches. Some of them may have 12, but I think they're all 10 inches. And yeah, you can see them getting bumped around a bit and hooked up in the deeper ruts and that made by the bigger bikes when it's a deep track like that. So 85cc, 12 to 16. Tommy Wright on the 28 machine took that one out, followed by 32 Mitchell Carrick and 789 Amelia Coots. Amelia Coots did an awesome job all weekend. Very fast, really loving dirt track. I heard from her old man last night, and yeah, they're really loving it. And hopefully we'll see her on 19s next year in the AFTN. So in reverse order, Amelia 96 points, Mitch Carrick 110 points, and Tommy Wright 125 points. Now, I'm pretty sure it doesn't say the time here. Can we find a time? Have a quick look. Have a quick look. 85. Sorry about that. A little bit of mucking around. Let's have a look. It's 87. Yeah, so 85 cc's, and they're pulling. Tommy was pulling 27s. Pretty sure he got a 26, but I think that might have been on his 250. Very, very impressive indeed. When you think of the age of these kids and they're doing senior times, like that's actually faster than some of the seniors. So yeah, really awesome. We won't dive into that too deeply though. Before I skip on to the pre-90s, let's have a look at the 85cc 9 to under 12s. A little bit of a different lineup there. 143 Hayden Duggan on 122 points. 79 William Gotts on 107 points, and 26 Cooper Blowers on 106 points. And yeah, you can see there. Actually, you can't see their times there either. But yeah, they were hauling ass, and it's actually funny. I think that's the 85 miles class, and they are going very quick. But that one, I think it was straight after the 450s. And yeah, the comparison, they look slow, but I know they were going very quick, and they're only little engines. So all right, pre-90s. Pre-90s had some great battles in it, had some good racing. Top step taken out by the 121 Aaron Stevens. Second step there, 123 Ray Stevens. And third step, the 07 or 7 machine of Ralph Pink. So yeah, great racing by all those guys there. Aaron pretty much dominated that class. Was strong all weekend. Joshua Knights was definitely in there battling. He had a couple get-offs, not in the pre-90s, but in other classes, and I think that made him come undone. Let's just have a quick look at the race before that final. yeah, Josh was there in second. So yeah, it was mixed up. It was yeah, no one really. Well, Aaron got first, I think, all but one race. This is a junky way of doing it, going back and forth like that. But anyway, so are we now? Oh, there's the 85 mods there. Let's have a look at that. So that other one wasn't the 85 mods. This one is. This is why I need a co-host. He can keep me on the straight and narrow there. 85 mods. Now, this wasn't a championship class. This is only four riders. 143, Hayden Duggan, 125 points. Flynn Beard on the 43 machine, 110 points. 22, Charlie Nichols on 98 points. Yeah, not quite as many entries there, but you can see, with so many classes, it does make it quite hard. It's like an 85 class, I think, would be good. And yeah, I don't know, but then they say about the track time, and that's why, I think having the best of both worlds, it is having the AFTN with a different format. You can come and do that, and then yeah, if you like doing this sort of dirt track competition, you can come and do this as well. So this was also another support class, which was the 125 150 two-stroke class. I think it was juniors. On the top step was 52 points. Tyler Batman's on 104. Sorry, the number 52. Tyler Bateman's on 114 points. Sixth machine here, Hope Hodgetts on 112 points, and 291 Hamish Bibby on 109 points. Hamish came down from Queensland. He used to race at the Harley Club a fair bit, and he put on a good show. Had to relearn the track a bit there. So yeah, that was 150, 13 to 16 years old. So now we'll go Pro 450. Oh, and there you go. So Remy, he did beat his track record there because he had a 25.1, and on here you can see in lap two of the final, he got a 25.0. I don't know. I haven't gone through all the other races to see if he's beat that anywhere else. But man, that's extremely fast. So on the top step there for your Pro 450 Victorian champion for 2023 is number 23, funnily enough, Remy Fife. Finishing second on the step is 507 Mick Coddell. And this one was impressive, actually. 2A8 on the borrowed bike from Wayne Sullivan. Positive throttle is Jack Mahaffey. And yeah, very fast. And those guys, Jerry and Jack, Jerry's his dad, they've always just made bikes work. I remember watching Jack race as a young lad, and they just worked on them and made them work for him. And he lives overseas doing the road bike stuff. He actually works for teams helping other riders train and prepare, and I think a bit of team management, that sort of stuff. And Jerry was saying hopefully he'll be back on the bike next year. COVID got in the middle of everything there and stuff up and all that sort of thing. So they're sorting his way back into the road racing circuit, I believe. But yeah, absolutely awesome effort by Jack. He did a great job all weekend across all the classes he was in. But yeah, that was a good final, that one. Mick Coddell just couldn't quite pull Remy in, but as you could see there, real fast times as well. So on to our vets. So 40, Mitch Wolf on 122 took out the vets class there. 123, Ray Stevens, second step, and Ralph Pink on the third step on 100 points. I've got to say, Ryan Costa, Brent Webley, and Heath Stewart were all having fantastic battles in the sort of, back area of the pack. And Gary Rattman there, who's really new to racing, was doing really well too. He was always almost in the mix a couple of times, which is great. His first season racing, and he's gone and done a title meeting. I think, yeah, you should get a big round of applause for that, really. It was really awesome. Our pro women's, as you would expect, and sort of think she's got to be out there. Taylor Street taking that one out. Another Victorian title for Taylor. It's fantastic to see on 120 points. 837, Kelpie rider Kelsey Jensen on 110 points. Couldn't quite, just wasn't quite feeling it. She was pretty honest about it too. We know that skating tracks are her thing, but she look, she's got second and she got a third. I think it's a fantastic meeting. No one can be disappointed with that. I definitely thought she was riding great, knowing that deep track's only a thing, and even all that aside, she was just she was consistent. She rode really well, so she should be proud. 623 Madison Bush there in third, and yeah, Maddie rode awesome as well. The pack just behind her, the 48 of Chloe Ackley, 63 Abby Wace, and 20 of Ruby Hill. They were all battling. Zoe Davies got in there a couple of times, and other Kelpie development rider, 666 Taylor Borshman. Um, not going the way she felt she should have, but I'm still proud of her. She's. I made a post the other day. She's definitely showing what being a development rider is about. Okay, you might be a bit down on yourself and not riding the way you want to be, but she's still getting out there. She's getting those laps down. And as we can see here in the points, she wasn't last. And so always take the wins, always look for the positive. You may not be 100% happy with how you went, but look, there's always positives there. For me, you wasn't last, you didn't come off, and you had a great weekend of learning curves and experience. So, yeah, well done there to Taylor. And of course, Stacey Malloy as well. We don't support Stacey financially or anything, but definitely support her with her racing and coaching if she wants it is here for her. But yeah, those two ladies pretty new and still finding their pace. But yeah, great seeing them get out there and you know being role models. I don't think they realise they're actually role models to other ladies and younger girls as well. All these women riders are, and it's fantastic to see. 43 ladies, a lot of them with no intention to race, but turned up to the Women's Day at the Harley Club, and I think that's just fantastic. We only, even if you only get three or four come across to racing, that's awesome, absolutely awesome. So yeah, really love seeing that. This class really excited me. The junior girls, I don't know how many times I repeated myself in the weekend saying I don't think I've ever seen the junior girls at a Vic titles. And yeah, 789, Amelia Coots took that one out on the 125 points. Number 9, Holly Hope Hodges on 110 points. Oh my God, I can't stop yawning. Took that one out second. 23 Casey 5, Remy's younger sister on 100 points, and in fourth position there were only four riders. 7-1 for Lara Collins, 20 points. And yeah, it was absolutely fantastic to see those young ladies out there again. The racing was pretty good. It did spread out at times, but yeah, it was good racing. It's great to see a class of young females out there as well. So then on to the big one, the MX Open. It's funny. I sort of always thought, the Pro 450s was the main one, but it sort of feels like this one is up there too. And it was treated like the main one. It's just because it was the last final, I guess. But as you can see here, 23 Remy Fife made it a back-to-back. So 450 Victorian title holder and MX Open title holder. He got a 25.4 was his best lap on that too there. Yeah, so yeah, very, very fast track, pretty fast times. Mick Coddell just behind him with the times there. On the 507 machine, Mick Coddell in second. And 121, Aaron Stevens got a third there. So some of these names, Jack Mahaffey was just behind him there in fourth. Yeah, some of these names you see, and that's probably the thing. That's what people have always argued with the Aussie dirt track, that you get the riders, same riders in all these different classes. So yeah, I don't know. I think, with the existence of the AFTN now, yeah, it doesn't. It's irrelevant. If enough people are upset about it in Australian dirt track, you do have the power to put input in for the rules and suggestions. The thing is, you've got to go and find when that time is on MA. and yeah, lobby it and put it in. This is what you think it should be changed, and see how you go. But all those names there had fantastic races throughout all the heats, and were up the so new. And he was also on a 250, I may mention, but he was still pulling 27.7s, which is, yeah, definitely down here in Victoria, we have A, B, C grades, and that's definitely an A grader's time. So, yeah, competition was very high quality. I'm pretty sure there was quite a few records broken. As Remy Five there, 25.4, 25.0, whatever it was. Yeah, so 25 flat. That's amazingly quick. So I'm pretty sure that will be the new record. We can just have a quick gander second day, see if there's any. You know what? HC was in 25.1. Well, he's pulling consistent 25. So yeah, I think Pete Hearn's onto that one, sorting out what the records there was. I did hear quite a few were smashed. So I'm pretty sure the woman's record was broken by the current holder, Taylor Street, and then broken by Kelsey Jensen. But that's not 100% facts just yet. But I'm pretty sure it was right. So let's have a quick look. So Taylor Street there. This is the first day with the 27, which I think might have been the one that broke it. Oh, yeah, that ain't right. I was going to say, wow, she's got a 25, but I forgot to go down to woman. There we are. Second race 37. So this would have been on the first day, 27.9. House got 28. You'd think there would be a faster way to do this, wouldn't you? So we did get to round four, for round four, 27.8. Yeah, so I think that first race is probably when Taylor broke her record. Yeah, what was current record then? Fourth round. Oh, there we go. So Taylor Street 26.91 on lap three of race 77, which I think was round four. And just under her, Kelsey Jensen 26.82 on the second lap. So that actually breaks Taylor's record. Let's have a look at the last one about all the gaps. 94. So race 94. Oh, no, yeah, got even faster again. Best lap for Taylor Street, 26.686 on lap one. And Kelsey Jensen just nipping it, 26.541 on lap two. So I think it's pretty fair to say that Kelsey Jensen is the new women's lap record holder at Broadford. So that's over 600 metres, 26.541 seconds. Yeah, absolutely amazing, girls. Like, that's blistering fast. Really, really good. Should be excited about that. Oh yeah, the one I forgot to look at too was the junior 250s, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure it was a lap record broken there as well by Tommy Wright. So it ain't in that one. Tyler Batman's got a 25.95, so faster than the ladies. And these guys, they're under 16 years of age, 13 to 16. Oh, the fastest actually was Thomas Scott's, 25.927. So Tyler won, but Thomas Scott's on the 79 machine on the first lap actually had the fastest time. Yeah, that was in race four. So that was on the first day. The Victorian titles were held over 2 days. I don't think I clarified that before. Yeah, because there's a lot of racing. If you did it in one day, it's just a huge day for everyone. Yeah, 26s in the second race for them. It slowed down a little. I am pretty sure. Thomas, 26s. So yeah, without going through all of the races in the 85s, I was pretty sure that Tommy Wright got a record there too. Race 64 for the junior 250, Tyler Batman's again, 26 seconds. So these guys would be running up front of the women's, and yeah, up the front of some of the 450 and MX Open classes too, actually. When you look at it that way, race 84, we'll go to the last one there, 26.2 by Hugh Hope Hodgetts. So yeah, I dare say that these would actually be record times as well. So probably that got smashed multiple times. And I think the track conditions played a huge part to that. 100%. Yeah, it was a pretty safe track, in my opinion. We had three unfortunate incidents that were a little bit serious. The riders, I hope they're all good. Like I said, Daniel Leonetti, yeah, he came out of hospital and came back to the event and spent the Sunday with us, not racing. But it was a shame because he was in the pre-90s on the old TT 500 for MTR, and yeah, he was looking really good. Never ridden it before, and he was going awesome on that. It wasn't the bike he crashed on. He crashed on his YZ450. But yeah, which was unfortunate. Marty White, new to racing, was doing really well in the Kelpie Cup there, tied for second with Kelsey. He came off. I think actually, apart from Dan's incident was in the right hander. Someone dropped his front wheel off there and he flipped over. Marty went down in turn two. So in between turn one and turn two, and he's done quite a few ribs by the sounds of it. And then oh damn, I've forgotten his name. I've gone blank. Yeah, I'll get back to you. Grant Charnock, that's who I was trying to think of. Yeah, went down there and in between turn one and two as well. The race was pretty hot and heavy at the front there. It was battling, I think, with Remy and Mick Hoddell went down, and I was in a bit of a blind spot. Hopefully, yeah, there's a new control tower going in there with a bay window. So in the future, I should be able to sit up there and be able to see the whole track, which would be absolutely awesome, and see the entrance to the right hander is what I can't see from where I was commentating from. But yeah, Grant went down there and yeah, it wasn't too good. So yeah, best wishes to all those riders. Hope they're feeling okay and heal up. It is the downside to our sport, of course, and it's one reason, people are obviously willing to go racing and enjoy racing. But it is another reason that I would like to see the paid element of racing over here. And yeah, it doesn't solve anything apart from appreciation and a bit of monetary return for your risk and investment. Yeah, it's a messy one, I guess, but I feel like when you're creating entertainment like that, you should be rewarded for it, paid for it. So sort of where I'm at with it. Yeah. Anyway, I think this one's gone on for a bit. Thanks for sticking through, hearing the results of the AFTN. Fantastic season once again. Hats off to everyone involved, riders, families, spectators, all the people behind the scenes. Dave Maddock for getting it across the line. Next year, I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure the format's staying the same. I think he's just going to run that for another year, help find the feet and see where we're at, and then go from there. As I mentioned, Kelpie Cup most likely won't be rerunning. Hopefully, it's going to be Victorian flat track, and we'll have some full rounds. I was thinking four, so two back to backs for the first year, and then maybe expand it out to three for the next one. We'll see how we go. See what results I get when I put this form out, and what sort of reply I get from you guys, and see if it's worth the effort. Otherwise, we'll just have a standalone class, but it will be 1919, no 21s here, 1919, and more places for you to get seat time. I sort of do want it to be the other way though. Pretty sure it'll be called Victorian Flat Track with multiple classes, because I want to have a class with the juniors as well, of course. So that will be the best way to do it, and run as a standalone event. So let's hope we can get that one across the line. If you're willing to help, and just time suggestions, having a few meetings and helping me sort all the ins and outs out, please put your hand up. I can do with all the help I can get. Any officials that would be willing to join us, anything like that, please sing out. It shouldn't be that big a commitment with only two back to back, so it's 4 days racing really. And we'll do it similar to how Dave is doing it. But I have a chat with Dave to get some ins and outs and see if I can get any info from him on making it smooth the first time. And yeah, so the back-to-backs, actually, come to think of it, probably won't have a jump in it. So it'll be an oval and a TT, so a kidney-shaped dirt track, but not necessarily have jumps in it. It'll depend on venues. But I don't think that's any big deal. I think that's still a change of format, a change of style of racing. So yeah, I think it will be a good seat time event if you're racing the AFTN. And yeah, like I said, we hope to make it worth your while. Working on proposal packages and that now to get sponsors, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, 24 looking pretty exciting, looking pretty good. I think that's everything I've got. I know Tom would have liked to have been here, Brendan would have liked to have been here, but we'll catch up with them soon. Couple of riders I spoke to throughout the weekend up at Gunnerdale. We should be able to get them on soon too. So listen out, keep your eye out. We should have some more rider profiles coming up, and we just keep ticking it over. Going through the changeover from Kelpie to Club. Nothing changes with products apart from some new products coming on board online. But yeah, as far as quality, we source out the highest quality we can get. Yeah, it was actually funny. I saw a post. Someone posted a bike, and it had aftermarket 17s on it, and he said, "No cheap shot. They're not cheap Chinese shit." And that person's quite right. There is cheap Chinese stuff out there, but I can 100% put my life on it that it ain't that stuff. So I make sure I test the stuff myself, and I make sure it's a good quality. I've got some professional wheel builders behind me as well that know their stuff a lot better than me. I'm always learning. So and I get them to look at it too, and they've given it the nod of approval as well. So if you do if you're considering to buy our wheel sets and our products, it is the highest quality product I can get at the best price I can do. So I hope you do appreciate that, and yeah, don't listen to people just ranting off. I mean, yes, there is cheap stuff that comes out of China, but more than likely it's not going to cost you much either. So it's cheap shit that can come out of anywhere, really, in my opinion. But yeah, I think that's some rambling now. Brendan will be telling me off if he is here. So let's move on until the next one, guys. Keep it sideways. Go flat tracker. Thanks for all your support, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Go flat tracker. Go flat tracker. Go, go, go.